there's 10 or 11 industry workforce advisors out there. We're all aligned by industry. We are fully funded by the Queensland Government, but we are really, really lucky to be hosted by amazing employers. For me, it's Australian Computer Society. Others are aligned with their relevant industries, which I'll touch on as we go through. That's me. So today's session, I'm going to take you through a very quick journey, and I do talk a lot, so I'm sure I'll get mushed along because I'm a big storyteller at heart. I like to share all the success stories, but I will not do that today, I promise. So I'll run through workforce planning, what resources are available, and show you how that you can begin the journey. Who is workforce planning helpful for? I would be brave and say nearly every single business that I chat to should be having a look at their workforce planning. And to keep in line with the sentiment of today, I'm going to be brave and say workforce planning is where the magic happens. So I'm going to tie a little unicorn, and I will be also brave to suggest that sometimes we need to start with the brown pony and build them up into the unicorn that we need them to be so that they can blossom as well. So when we're looking at businesses, we're looking at businesses who are ready to build their capability to actually future-proof their workforce, respond to changes in staffing, no matter what that looks like, explore growth and expansion, and to start planning for the future. So the big question is why? Why should we look at workforce planning? A lot of the businesses I chat to, they haven't even thought about it. I'll often walk in and go, do you have a business plan? Maybe. Marketing plan? Definitely. That's where the money comes. Do you have a workforce plan? A what? So that's where we sit down and go through. But why do you need one? Overall, it can reduce employee turnover. It can identify those skills gap analysis or those gaps in the business that you need to address. More importantly, once you've done that, it can attract the people you want to your business, and then it can improve. So whether it's improving employee engagement or simply improving productivity, those are some of the reasons why we should look at it. Touching on benefits, there is a long list. It can be broken down into business benefits, financial benefits, and of course people benefits, because that's what we're here to talk about today. So whether it's people for yourselves or for others, it's all about that collaboration as we've touched on. What does workforce planning involve? I'm a simple girl underneath it all, even though I like a chat. There's 4 key stages. For me, and for most business owners, starting is the hardest part. I know whether it's me joining the gym, starting a new diet, perhaps kicking off an assignment, no one wants to do that. Workforce planning can often fall into those it's too hard categories. How do I get started? What do I do? So we're here to make it easier for you. We're here to show you don't need to start from scratch on your own. We have different tools, resources, and we can help you start gathering that information. As soon as I say sometimes there's homework, everyone goes, oh God, please, Elle, no. Please don't make me. But often the information we're looking for, you've already got at your fingertips. Can be starting with payroll. What can you afford to be doing? Because let's face it, money, cash is king. We've got to make sure we can afford to move forward. Identifying, so part of that gathering process leads straight into identification. Once you're working out those gaps, you can identify what you need to fill. And then at the end, of course, actually getting it done. Why bother doing it if you're not going to do it? So one of my business owners, I love her dearly. We went through the whole process, and she's a bit of a smart aleck like I am. She actually saved her workforce plan as a screensaver, so it is the first thing that smacks her in the face when she logs in. So it's all these little simple things to keep you moving through. Touched on it already, but what is the workforce planning cycle? So it's really about those 4 steps, just in a little bit more detail. Identifying your business goals. For some businesses, it's a long-term strategy. They're at that pivotal point where they can look at that 5-year journey. Others that we chat to, they just want to survive for the next quarter. You know, they're burnt out, they've survived COVID, they're tired. So it doesn't matter what time frame you're looking at, we can still work through it. Knowing your current workforce, as everyone has touched on, is so critical. Often we get key players into our business, we get those unicorns in the paddock, we've got to feed them, but at the same time, how often do we get people in the business and we forget what else they've done? You know, we forget to dig out the resumes when we've got those new roles or when we're rearranging our business. So really knowing who's in your business, which leads immediately into forecasting those future needs. Developing strategies and actions, Very, very different for each business, as you can imagine, across industries. So depending on what those pain points are, will be what we incorporate into it. And of course, then you start again. So it's an ongoing cycle. We don't expect it to be a static little document that gets put in your bottom drawer and you've done it for nothing. We fully expect to integrate it into your life. How do I make the most of workforce planning? So business plan, workforce plan, marketing plan, operating plan, sensing a trend here, get a plan. So we try and look at it collaboratively. We are a very holistic bunch. So everything that Des and Sharon touched on in regards to, employee value propositions, getting your culture right, it's all part of workforce planning. So putting them all together will make sure that you've got improved business outcomes through workforce planning and development. You're going to see all of those benefits that I touched on at the beginning. So what are some workforce planning strategies? There's a million of them out there. I'm not going to do a deep dive on them, otherwise I will get wrapped up pretty quickly, I'll get belled. But overall it is about, if we wanted to keep it really simple for a minute, it's about attraction, retention, participation and engagement of your people. So whether we're looking at developing existing workforce through their skills and capabilities, or whether we need to grow and scale up and attract new employees to address skills gaps. However, let's not forget retention. We all know it's more expensive to bring a new person in than to being dinged. So yeah. Anyway, read. There we go. Where do I go for help? Obviously, industry workforce advisors. There are a million micro-credentials. There's also these other complementary programs. So part of our program is to connect. It is our job to guide you through what is relevant. Yeah.
Just to let everyone know, we will share the PowerPoint, so you will get these PowerPoints. You don't have to try and
Yeah. And also, if you're not sure where to start, reach out. Okay, I can send it to you as well. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time with the industry workforce advisors, probably only a minute or so, but as I touched on, there's 10 or 11 of us aligned with industry. That's a list of the industries that we all represent. We're all aligned by hosts. There's no construction, there's no sports and rec, obviously not everything is covered. However, we are a collaborative little bunch, so feel free to reach out and we will find someone to help you so you're not alone. The video that
Vision for Chibi Fund is...
Is that me? No, thank you. I'm going to share a video of a local business at Capella who made the use of the program and went through it with us. And this is, they probably explain it better than I do on their outcomes. That's me. Thanks.
My vision for Chibi Fund is to just get people to celebrate tube feeding and get them involved in their care, give them some control back and change the conversation around tube feeding and special needs. Here at Chibi Fund, we provide products to assist and support people who are fed via a tube and also have special medical needs. Chibi Fund started when I couldn't find the products that I needed for my son. Because I couldn't find the products I needed for him, I thought I needed to change things up for myself and I thought I would just create them. I started on a fold-out table on my own sewing machine, and from there I was able to try and demedicalise Callum's feeding tube, and through that process I was able to involve our family. Through the Industry Workforce Advisor program, we have been able to identify the needs that we need as a business, our shortfalls, and where our gaps were in our workforce. The process for connecting with the advisor was she came out, we sat down together and we just identified where we were at in our business, what challenges we had and where we could meet that gap. Through the HR support grant, we have been able to confidently take on more staff, expand our workforce. We know that we have the relevant information, policies, procedures, everything in place.
The Industry Workforce Advisor program is really designed to help engage with small to medium businesses from a workforce perspective. So think people, HR, those sorts of things. The key role of an Industry Workforce Advisor is to really make businesses feel comfortable sharing their stories and allowing us to move forward from that workforce perspective. So think anything to do with HR and people, That's where we come in. Our job as an industry workforce advisor is to really engage with the business, to get them talking about their pain points, their challenges, and where we can step in to really assist. Working with small to medium businesses, we're really, really lucky that we get to do so, but we have an amazing toolkit that was developed by Jobs Queensland that's enabled us to walk through step by step in as high level detail or a deep dive as much as the business wants.
So all other small business owners, I would just encourage you to reach out to your industry advisor and just chat with them. There's nothing to be worried about, you won't be judged, and being able to learn all the different programs and grants that you might be eligible for can only benefit your business.